Hi, this is Kevin Rickard, your professor for CNET R151, Cloud Computing and Virtualization. In this walkthrough, I'm going to show you how to do the lab that we have for today, where you are going to create copies of virtual machines that you may have already created. So let's get into the Google Cloud Platform. As always, we can just go up there and we're going to type in cloud.google.com. So CLOUD. It's going to default, so I'm going to just hit enter. And as always, I want to check and make sure I'm in the right account. I have my waving seal up here, so I know I am. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the console. And, if you're like me, you have a lot of virtual machines. Hopefully they're all stopped at this point, and you only are turning on the machines that you want to work. So we'll just go up to the sandwich menu in the upper left-hand corner. Again, that's the navigation menu. Um, I'm going to go down to Compute Engine, and we're going to take a look at the virtual machines that we might have already from past labs. So we'll give that a moment. So I have currently 4 virtual machines. They're all in the stopped state, as you can tell by the little gray circle with the white square in the middle. And let's say that I was working on a virtual machine and I really like it. I got it all configured the way I want it. It seems to be working fine, and I want to copy it. I want to make a new instance, but I want to make it, I don't want to fill out all the stuff that I already filled out, because this machine right here, VM, GCE Lab 2, let's just say that that's perfect, and I want to create another one. So what I can do is I can just check it, and then in the upper left-handish corner is this little button, once you've checked it, called Create Instance. What that's going to do is it's going to create an exact copy of this GCE Lab 2 virtual machine I already created. And it won't have the same internal IP or external IP address. So we'll make a few little changes like that for networking, which we also covered today. And I can just click the Create Instance button. And when I do that, it's going to, you should be familiar with this screen from past labs. It's going to give it a default name, but everything that we defined for that virtual machine, the GCE Lab 2, I think it was called, is going to be like right here. And so for the first part of the lab, that's all you have to do is just select the virtual machine that you've already created, um, give it a new name so you'll know what it is when you submit it into Canvas, and we can allow HTTP traffic or HTTPS, but basically we click create, and what it's going to do is it's going to create a brand new, you can see right here, virtual instance 1. It's going to be an exact clone of this GCE Lab 2. It's actually up and running right now, so I'm going to shut it down. Just click the stop button here in the upper middle of the screen. Yes, we do. So that's way number 1. Now there is another way that you can do it. And let's say that rather than just clicking on the virtual machine you want and creating a copy of it or a clone or an instance of it, what we can do is we can make it a template. And if it's a template, it will show up in our templates menu. So we're going to go back to this sandwich or navigation menu. We're going to go down to Compute Engine. And then we're going to go to this little, about 3 items down right here. And again, my mouse is waving in the upper left-hand corner. Instance templates. So I have a few instant templates that I already created. And an instant template is, you're not basing it off an actual machine. You're creating a template that you can use over and over and over again. And so if we want to create an instance template, all we have to do is go to the upper left-handish side where my mouse is spinning and click on the Create Instant Template. So we'll go ahead and do that. And it's going to spin up. And you'll see that the menu looks exactly the same. So we're going to give it a name. I'll just leave it default for right now. All of these things that we did in the past lab, you can do now. When I am playing around with virtual machines, something that I do or try to do is on machine type, I always go to F1 Micro, which is the smallest CPU that you can create a virtual machine with. And the reason I do that is because if I accidentally leave it on, it doesn't charge me as much. So we'll do F1 Micro just for that. You can change the operating system like we talked about in the past. Debian Linux version 9 tends to be the one we use the most, but you know what? I'm just going to be bold today and I'm going to go with Ubuntu. We'll talk about different Linux distributions in a future class. So I'll just select that just so it's something a little bit different. Um, and we can just do the basic firewall settings. And if I hit create, what it's going to do is it's going to create an instant template, and I can use that template over and over. So I'll click create, and it says it's creating the instant template. And you can see right here, I now have a brand new instant template. And if I wanted to create a new machine, I would just click on that, and I could then, when I go back to File, or Navigation menu, Sandwich menu, Compute Engine, Instant Templates, you'll see that. And if I click on that actual template, that's kind of the tricky thing, is you actually have to click on the template to open it up. You can see in the upper left-hand corner, there's, or middle-ish left-hand side, there's a Create VM. If I hit Create VM, you're going to see the same old menu again. You're going to give it a name. And that's the second way that you can create a copy. So for the second lab today, we're going to be doing both of those. So if you need to refer back to this video, you can see that it's an F1 Micro that I did as far as the template goes. And that's the way that the two ways that you can create virtual machines based on either a template or a virtual machine you've created before. If you have any questions, shoot me an email in Canvas. I do have time before and after class to meet with students, and I can walk you through all the labs. If you're stuck, don't worry about it. I know some of you, or at least one of you, is having trouble with getting the Google Cloud credits. We'll get that sorted out on Saturday, and we'll all go from there. Thank you.